It's the SKOR North Twins Show. Baseball!
All right, SKOR North Twins Show. It's been a while. It's been like 3 weeks since the last time all three of us gathered for a Twin Show episode, so it's been a little bit. Dex, Mackie, Judd here. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Fun episode. At the last, I think, 2 years, this is now year 3 of me being a beat podcaster covering the team, that I've put together an opening day lineup only using ingredients that are currently on the Twins. And then I put together this lineup and realized, well, let's go the rest of the way. Let's build out a starting rotation, and let's build out a bullpen out of internal options.
We're doing the whole thing.
I can't wait for the bullpen.
Yeah. By the way, Dex, tickets are booked. He'll be at spring training for a period in Fort Myers, and this will be your first time covering like a week.
Oh wow!
Plus of spring training down there. So.
Yeah, I've never been to Fort as a fan. Never been down there to cover it. I've been to Florida dozens of times. I have family just outside of Orlando. I have family in West Palm. I've been to the Panhandle side. I have never in my life been to the Fort. So I'm very excited to do it. Yeah,
there's some now the hurricane did some crazy damage to some longtime businesses and whatnot, but they've been rebuilding and the baseball vibes are plentiful. There's nothing like spring training so you're going to be down there even before the games start.
Yeah,
and like for you and for the audience, it's going to consume the episodes when you're down there too. The access that you get, the conversations, everything feels fresh and renewed, and then the games will start, and you'll get to learn things there too. So it'll be good.
Tragically, I believe Stevie Tomatoes closed, Phil. So Dex can't experience the place where you saw me put ketchup on a wrap, and
I've seen that at more than just Stevie Tomatoes.
Well, that was first place though, because I remember I was sitting there putting the ketchup on the plate for the wrap, and you're like, "What's the ketchup for?"
It was like a chicken Caesar wrap.
Yeah, I'm like, it's for the wrap. But I believe Stevie Tomatoes, which is the last place that I went to when I was down there before the pandemic shut things down. I think it went out of business.
That's a shame. Legendary kind of divey sports bar near Hammond Stadium. I think we need to officially put Declan in the middle of these Twin shows here on YouTube.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Wow. Okay.
You've been driving the show for 3 years now.
Wish I could put myself somewhere.
You're not logged in, so you can't.
I've never logged in.
Yeah. No.
I'm not allowed to log in.
Here, we can put you somewhere. Let's just where'd Judd go?
Oh no.
We'll just put you in the clubhouse.
Okay.
Just like Stevie Tomatoes, it's gone.
Yep.
Where did Judd go?
Yep, I closed. Anyway.
I'll be my wife's grandparents have a place down there, so I'm staying there. Might be some content from the hot tub. I don't know. We'll see. There might be some bonus content. It's me hanging out.
You and Derek, you and Shelby.
Oh, in a hot tub. Oh God, that's a visual. Hey, by the way, hit the like button, subscribe button here. We are knocking on the door of 7,000 subs. We launched the channel like 2 years ago. About almost 2 years ago, and you guys have supported the show despite the team being frustrating on the field and even more frustrating off the field. You guys have still flocked this show, so thank you so much. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe button, tell your friends about the SKOR North Twin Show. All right, dudes, let's start here. I'll start with the opening day lineup. So I put together this opening day lineup. The Twins will open in Baltimore against the Birds. I don't know if it'll be Shane Baz, who they made the big trade for a few weeks ago, or Zach Elfine, who has been, I think he got re-signed to. They haven't announced their opening day starter, but very likely it will be a right-handed pitcher. So I did it in that context of if it's going to be a righty, what would the Twins opening day lineup look like? And again, I am only using ingredients that are currently on the Twins. I'm not using anything external. And I'm doing things that I think if opening day also were tomorrow, what would this lineup look like? So there's things that play out in spring training in terms of guys getting different looks at positions, guys getting injured, guys getting opportunities. I'm kind of putting that aside, and I'm just giving you what I think if tomorrow was opening day, what the opening day lineup would be.
All right.
So we'll start at the top. We'll work our way down the list. We'll then go to the bench. We'll go to the starting rotation, and we will go to a bullpen. Okay. Very exciting here. You guys ready?
I'm the bullpen. I almost
my
wish
piece
we
of
could
paper.
just go right to the bullpen.
Got my piece of paper to write this all down on.
How many
Okay.
of these guys we've heard of? Okay.
Leading off.
All right, leading off, and to Judge chagrin, playing second base, Luke Keeschall.
Yeah.
Keeschall leading off at second for right now. He's going to get looks in left field, it sounds like, in spring training. Something to watch, something to glean. But for right now, Luke Keeschall still at second and batting leadoff. So I have him batting leadoff.
I put him at 4 on my scorecard just now. Okay.
So I don't know how much Shelty, and I'm guessing he is, how much he leads in, to the platoons, to the righties versus lefties versus righties, how much he doesn't want to stack those guys in a lineup. I'm going to go on to the basis that he is still a fan of not stacking a bunch of righties or lefties in the lineup. So batting second, playing right field, is Matt Wallner, who I know is coming off a disappointing and injury-riddled season. I'd still like to point out, though, that he obviously still has good power numbers. He can draw some walks. And if you're just looking at like Zip's projections on Fangraphs, which takes a bunch of players' projections for the next season, Matt Wallner is projected to be the second most productive position player on the Twins in 2026 behind Byron Buxton. So this could change. I don't think that this is a cement lock, but again, goes from righty to a lefty. So I'll have Matt Wallner playing right and batting second. They tried him as the leadoff hitter for like the first few weeks. Then he got hurt. He never really went back there. But I still think that there's a guy there that could be batting near the top of the order.
All right. I mean, his peak form is like one of the better hitters in the league. Like we saw a 2 or 3 month stretch a couple of years ago where you're like, holy cow. Yeah. He's literally, not that it was like sustainable, but he's literally putting up MVP level offensive numbers, and then last year he was unplayable at times. So.
But there is no discussion of the Twins punting. Like he needs to play. Mm-hmm. They need to find out. So I have no problem with this.
Mm-hmm. Batting third, playing center, Byron Buxton. So Buck spent like the majority of his time as a Twins leadoff hitter. And if you wanted to if you wanted Buxton batting leadoff and Luke Keeschall batting third, a guy who had a very productive rookie year, hitting over 300, I'm fine with that plan. And, they want to lean into more speed. Keeschall can steal bases. Keeschall has some speed. Yep. Wallner is faster than people realize. I don't know if he's going to be swiping a lot of bags necessarily, but he is quicker and more athletic than I think when you look at his build, you wouldn't think he's fast as he is. So there might be a world where maybe you can flip Buck and Keeschall as the first or third hitter, but I'm putting Buxton third with hopefully some runners on base and maybe also capitalizing more on those home runs with some ducks on the pond.
Okay. Yeah.
So he bats third.
Yeah, I could definitely see them flipping those, and Buxton especially, that they gave him the green light to steal more bases. I think they might like just him being that catalyst at the top of the order, but I also don't hate having ducks on the pond when he's going to hit 35 home runs if he stays healthy.
Ducks on the pond, man.
Ducks right.
Oh,
quack,
boy, it's
quack.
Springtime's coming. I can feel it.
Ducks on the pond, ducks in the fort. Print the shirts. Batting cleanup. Josh Bell, who was supposed to talk to the media today, supposed to talk to us like at 1 o'clock. The recently signed Josh Bell, switch hitter. He'll play first base. His defense is a question mark, but I have him at first for right now. I think you're going to see him more at DH, but he'll bat cleanup. He's a middle of the order guy, and I have him batting cleanup at first base.
Yeah, according to so I'm looking at. I'm a little rusty on some of the different Fangraphs. There's like Zips, you mentioned that. There's this. I'm looking at the steamer projections. That's right, the steamer projections.
That one is always a
Judd. You're so immature.
My mind.
And my guy Josh Bell, who I have been a Josh Bell stan. He had that one crazy year.
Yeah, because of your rotisserie baseball league team. Yeah, your very deep team.
And he is projected to be like, a little thumper who hits 18 to 20 home runs and, like a good above average kind of power bat who can hit some home runs, but one of the worst defensive first basemen in the entire league. So they're going to go from having some of the best first base defense for a couple of years to they got to figure that out.
If the Twins face a right-hander on opening day, so Bell bats left, you can write this down. Josh Bell home run into Boog's barbecue pit.
Ooh.
I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones towards the warehouse.
Yeah, let's go.
Batting fifth at third base, Royce Lewis. So Royce, batted more towards the bottom of the order last year. I heard Derek Shelton. He was on Inside Twins on the Twins socials yesterday, and it's very interesting how much this keeps coming out. And it's not surprising, just in my conversations with people in the organization and even just with Royce directly. Derek Shelton is making it a huge point every time he talks to tell everyone how much Royce Lewis means to this organization and how much Royce needs to hear that. Which is which is
leadership 101, everybody.
Shouldn't be a earth-shattering thing, but it's safe to say, and I think I've hinted at it before. Him and Rocco they did not see eye to eye. There was not a great relationship there between Royce Lewis and Rocco Baldelli. So Derek, who is a relationship builder, he prides himself on those leadership and those relationships. Went and saw Royce. I know that meant a lot to Royce himself, and empowering Royce. Him batting fifth right here. He could bat up higher in the order too, but they are making it a huge point how much Royce Lewis means to this organization, and I'm a fan of that. And maybe Royce is not as good as the projections and at his peak power that we've seen, but I think it's very important to empower maybe the most important player in your lineup.
I think it was very clear that Rocco and Royce's personalities did not mesh, but that being said, it's up to the manager then to make sure that doesn't become a problem, right? Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, if privately Derek Shelton's like, I really don't like him, who cares? Like, you need to meet him where he is to maximize him. And Royce strikes me as a guy who, one, is enthusiastic, but two, tends to want or need acceptance. So like, if Derek Shelton's excited about it, but it's your job to get the most from him. It's not his job to go in and say, why don't you like me? So I love this. And I do think that Shelton has the personality type and outgoing nature where it's going to become less of an issue with the clubhouse. That's
the Twins have lost so much touch with like the human aspect of big chunks of building a baseball team, and the relationship building aspect. Obviously, the relationship with Royce Lewis is fractured. Not that, his personality can be a little tough sometimes, it feels like, with people behind the scenes, but I know you have a good relationship with him. I've had good conversations with him. Like, he seems like a good dude, but he does need to feel a vibe. And I think if he feels like he's not being listened to, or like the organization is, and he's not wrong if he thinks that there were some things that needed to be different, and the Twins felt the same way. Hell, they swapped out their owner, for God's sakes, for a different Polad, and trickled down to some changes in the front office and manager. But one of the biggest egregious mistakes they made, I think, from a clubhouse chemistry and vibe standpoint, was when they traded 40% of their 26-man roster and waved the white flag and then batted Royce Lewis 8th in the next game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but if you look at the splits, dude, you just punted on the season. It's time now to go into relationship building. Like, how are we beefing this thing up for the future? Yep. And sticking that dude in the bottom third of the lineup. Well, but he wasn't one of their best. I don't care. He was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
He's carried your team at portions. He's the reason why you won a playoff series a couple years ago. So I'm glad that Derek Shelton sees the value in putting his arm around Royce Lewis, and I'm glad that Declan sees the value in not batting him 8th in the season opener. Right.
Back half of this lineup. So batting 6-4 right now. I don't even know if this guy will be on the Twins when opening day happens in Baltimore. I have Trevor Larnach at DH batting 6 for right now. If you're asking me if there's going to be changes made and other roster moves happen, I don't know if Trevor Larnach's on this team by opening day. He did get tendered the deal. There's options. There's a lot of options to play left field and corners. But for right now, for the sake of this exercise, Trevor Larnach batting 6 at DH.
Yeah, so he has 2 years left of team control, and he is the definition of a league average offensive player, basically, in his career. Like, he's not a bad hitter. He has shown some flashes, but he's kind of a jag who doesn't really have a position. In fact, for his career, which is now chunks of 5 seasons and 442 games, he's been worth 2.5 wins above a replacement level player over the course of 5 years. So, like, he's a major league player. I think if they were going to part ways with him, it would have been not tendering him a contract and saving like $3, $4, whatever it was, $4 or $5 million. The only way I could see a trade is if it's for like a reliever. If some team is looking for just a little bit of a better bat in their lineup and they're offering up, a seventh inning reliever that the Twins maybe a little bit younger.
Right.
But like, I don't think you're trading Trevor Larnach for a number 4 starter or something like that. It would be for like a low level prospect or for a reliever, or you just keep him.
Batting 7th, catcher Ryan Jeffers. I also expect Ryan Jeffers to catch this. It was a much more of a 50-50 split with Rocco Baldelli's tenure.
Yeah.
It sounds like Jeffers is going to get the majority. You can call it 70-30 or whatever it is. He's going to catch a lot. So Ryan Jeffers will catch more games this year. He'll bat 7th. He's shown some nice pop here and there. His power numbers definitely took a dip last year, but his on-base percentage went up, and he had a little bit better eye there. But Ryan Jeffers batting 7th and at the catcher position.
So he will probably some days when he doesn't catch DH, correct?
Yeah, he'll DH. He'll likely DH. I think also against lefties because he historically has pounded left-handed pitching.
Okay, no, makes sense.
Batting 8th, the shortstop, switch hitting, Brooks Lee. Got Brooks Lee as your opening day shortstop. Some question marks here, how long he sticks there at short. But right now they don't really have a viable option as an everyday shortstop. And Brooks Lee is that guy right now. So time to go, too, if you're Brooks Lee. Like, offensively, it's time to go here. Again, showed a nice little pop there. He is supposed to have really good bat-on-the-ball skills, but got to have better numbers after your first 2 years in the big leagues. A very big and important season for Brooks Lee at the plate, but he's batting 8th and at short.
I got one question. So after he has a great spring training, where is Kalen Culpepper?
Shortstop, third base. You let these things figure themselves out too.
No, right. I know, but I'm promoting him now. I think their only chance create excitement. If you have a couple of kids, like I'm not saying this from a Twins perspective, but we have seen in the last 2 to 3 years, because back in the day when Phil and I did the old show, like we used to talk about, it took a guy like 4 years, right? We're seeing guys fast track now, and if anyone needs to fast track, it's this team right here.
For what purpose? Like, just for selling tickets, or he's only played 59 games above A ball, Kalen Culpepper.
But I'm just saying, if he has a good spring, we're seeing guys get fast tracked. That's all I'm saying.
I think you'll probably see him in a Twins uniform in 2026 at some point. But that was his first full season of pro ball. Like he only got into 26 games after being drafted in 2024. Last year, only to Phil's point, only played 59 games above A ball. How much do you want to weigh? How much is minor league pitching really that valuable, and how long do you have to stay in the minor leagues? Like, I think we're kind of flipping things to a degree now in today's state of baseball. Yeah, that being said, I would be shell shocked. Like, he'd have to really tear the cover off the ball, and injuries would have to play a factor to him even having a shot of making the opening day roster.
Because keep in mind, like Brooks Lee, for example, like Keyshaw and Brooks Lee are also huge key young pieces to this puzzle going forward, and they're further ahead in the queue. I mean, these, like, Brooks Lee was a first round pick.
Yep.
Right.
And sometimes you have to go through kind of a struggling first 500 plate appearances in the big leagues. So I hear you on the Culpepper front, and I think it's cool that they have another wave of players that, and hell, like, yeah, if that dude, I'd like to see him shred maybe at St. Paul for like a month and then just to confirm it. But to me, it's more of a Brooks Lee conversation here, because like I think he's one of the most important cogs in the organization for whether this team competes or not next year. He has at the different levels of the minor leagues, he's been a guy that hits to all fields. He's been a guy that hits for average, gets on base, some pop. And he's kind of a diet Dustin Pedroia in the making. If he can give you like even 70% of that level of production, this team could maybe be a playoff team. Brooks Lee, and then we can talk about Kalen Culpepper, in my opinion.
Okay.
And Judd, to Judd's point, like Luke Keyshaw only played 28 games at AAA. Brooks Lee only played 60 games at AAA, and they have been essentially major league players ever since. So like I don't like want him to be stashed at AAA all season, and we'll see where he reports to start. He might still start in AA. Like, that's totally a thing that could happen. But I think you'll see him eventually in a Twins uniform. Batting ninth, rounding out this opening day lineup, in left field, I'm putting Austin Martin here for right now. I think this is going to be a very interesting battle of who wins the left field job. You have Austin Martin. You have Alan Roden, who's coming off thumb surgery that they want to get a longer look at, who was acquired in the Louis Varland trade. You have James Outman, who was acquired in the Brock Stewart thing. That's kind of your depth center fielder. Trevor Larnach can still play some left field. I wouldn't say it's a complete dart throw, but it is a complete wide open competition of who gets the bulk of the time and who wins that job as like your everyday left fielder. Austin Martin had a nice little end to the season last year. He's got speed, which they want to lean into more. So right now I have it to Austin Martin, but we'll see by the time opening day happens. So running 1 through 9 down that opening day lineup, Keyshaw at second, Matt Wallner in right, Byron Buxton in center, Josh Bell at first base batting fourth, Royce Lewis batting fifth at third, Trevor Larnach batting sixth at DH, Ryan Jeffers catching batting seventh, Brooks Lee batting eighth at shortstop, and Austin Martin rounding things out in left field.
Can I say on Austin Martin, again, it's another dude that I've kind of been a stand for. I kind of love the get on base, put the bat on the ball, old school, use your speed. Like there's not a lot of players that are of that mold in the game anymore. I feel like if you can only hit like one home run over the course of 6 months, like there's not really a place for you in modern baseball. But he has been one of their on-base leaders in the small sample size of both his major league and even like the high levels of the minor league plate appearances. And in left field, like he's not a great fielder, and his instincts can be a little wonky sometimes. But if you look at the left field defense metrics, which he played like 200 or 300 innings there last year, he was a +5 defensive run saved in left. So could you have a guy that has kind of center field up the middle speed in left, which is where so many good Twins teams have lived over the past 30 or 35 years? Almost every good Twins team for years and years and years, with some exceptions, has had center field level range in a corner outfield spot, or 3 of those guys in the outfield. And that's, to me, what's intriguing about Austin Martin. And he finished the year with a .374 on-base percentage last year. Yeah. So the guy can get on base a little bit. He doesn't strike out a ton. I'm curious.
It's my preference to get Keyshaw to left as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think he played second because of the arm problems. And so if I can get him to second, or I'm sorry, if I can get him from second to left, I would like that. Because I think he's good. And I think he's definitely got a long-term future. I like his style of play. I don't think he's a second baseman.
Okay. Rounding out this bench, by the way, on the bench, 4 guys on the bench right now. I have Cody Clemens. Yeah. I have Alex Jackson, who will likely be the backup catcher to Ryan Jeffers, in case you have no idea who that is. James Outman as your kind of backup outfielder. And Eric Wagaman, the recently acquired Eric Wagaman from the Marlins. Wags played a bunch with the Fish, can hit lefties really, really well. So right now I have Alan Roden as an odd man out. I have him starting in AAA as of right now.
Okay.
Things can change. But that would be your position players for your 26-man roster 1.0.
So going into spring training, the biggest competition for that last spot that you brought up will be Roden Outman, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because he
had some center.
One good season, and I think he's really good defensively, but he's really erratic at the plate.
Correct.
Clemens, Jackson, Wagaman probably pretty locked in, do you think?
Well, Jackson for sure, just obviously because someone has to be the backup catcher.
Like locked in, but I am.
And I think Cody Clemens is safe for right now.
Okay.
For right now.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, if Judd's going to make the Kalen Culpepper case, are you not going to make the Walker Jenkins case?
Oh, that's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good one. Yeah.
And he's played at AAA.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great one. I should have done that. My bad.
Is he younger? He's 20.
Yeah.
Culpepper's like 23 though. Culpepper's actually like 2 or 3 years older.
Yeah, but I mean, both of them. I just think in 2026 there is a chance that they could vie for jobs where a couple of years ago, if they were the exact same player, I would have said no chance.
Yeah. Okay. Pitching side, 13 pitchers. Let's do this for the starting rotation. Again, using the exercise of only people that I have available at my disposal and knowing the Twins' history. Okay. I have Pablo, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober as locks. I know Bailey Ober's coming off a rough year. I still have him as a lock. Pablo and Joe speak for themselves. I think Bailey Ober's track record still gives him the spot. Again, maybe someone that gets traded. They have starting pitching depth. They could move on from him. You'd be selling low on him. I think only one more year of team control after this year. Might be a pending UFA after this year. I can't remember. But I think Ober has done enough to say he gets a rotation spot. The other two spots I'm giving right now to Taj Bradley, acquired for Griffin Jacks in the Tampa Bay Rays trade. And I'm giving the fifth spot to Zebby Matthews. Ooh. Zebby, it's time to go. Time to go here. Underlying metrics suggest he has been a lot better than what his traditional ERA and numbers have said. However, still problems with the long ball, still problems with some pitches getting hit absolutely hard and tattooed. Time to figure it out. The Twins need minor league Zebby Matthews numbers, and they need him to graduate to the major league level. And if that happens, I am really bullish on this guy, but he has yet to really show and string it all together in the 2 stints he has had up here in 24 and 25.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for this bullpen exercise?
Real quick, on that starting rotation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
How are we? I love if everyone's performing, at their 80th percentile even. I love the 1-2 punch. I think if Pablo's healthy, if Joe Ryan's healthy, you got a
good as it gets,
couple studs up there. Mm-hmm. Bailey Ober at his best is a really good playoff rotation caliber starter. And there's been some little flashes with Taj Bradley, and I agree, the underlying metrics, which played a lot better in the minors than the majors for Zebby Matthews. But I don't hate these 5. I do question the percentage chance that all 5 can click together and give you that kind of 80th percentile together. I think there's a lot of variance with those 5 guys, or with at least 3 of those 5 guys.
I have a feeling that you're about to outline a bullpen, though, where guys could kick up to replace starters and starters could go to the bullpen.
Yeah, could be.
At the tail end, I'm sorry, of the 5.
Yeah, could be.
We'll see.
All right, so here's guys that I think are locks as of right now for the bullpen. Mm-hmm. Cole Sands, Justin Topa, Cody Funderburk, Eric Orsi. Orsi was acquired from the Rays. He's a human being that has pitched in the bullpen in major leagues before. Those guys, I think, are locks for the bullpen.
He's a human being that has pitched in a bullpen before.
Who has
so he's got a pulse.
Major league innings in a major league bullpen.
Okay.
So check 1, check 2, check 3 for Twins bullpen
needs.
Is
coming in. Orsi, here he is. Okay.
I'll put Pearson Ole in there for right now. Again, a guy who has pitched in the Twins bullpen. They've used him as a starter. They've used him as an opener, as a reliever in short sample size. Not horrible numbers. So a guy that can pitch in the bullpen.
Don't sugarcoat it. Sounds like he sucks.
Here's the interesting ones, though. Here are 3 guys that at least I think 2 of them should absolutely be in the opening day bullpen. One that I think will maybe shock you and surprise you, but we'll get there. I think I've been on the David Festa train moving to the bullpen forever.
Yes.
He's got great swing and miss stuff. He is pretty much useless by the time the third time the order comes through. He can't go deep into games. He has shown great flashes when he faces the lineup the first time through. I think there's a really good reliever in there. They've done this before. The Twins, despite the criticisms that have been made numerous times, they have turned starting pitchers that have struggled or that can't turn the corner to that 5th gear and have turned them into effective relievers. I think David Festa is the perfect build for that. Zebby Matthews might be this too, by the way. I still want to give Zebby some starting room, but I've seen enough of David Festa as a starter to say I think that guy can be a really nasty reliever. I know what his peak is as a starter, and it's not worth it. Put him in the bullpen. So Festa's that first name.
Okay. Yeah, very bullpen curious on him.
Yeah,
very bullpen curious.
And you've been saying that since last June.
I'm a bullpen curious visionary because I was the first one to plant the Louis Varland bullpen flag 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they could show Festa as a great reliever for 3 months, and they could trade him to the Blue Jays or some other team that goes on to contend. It'd be great.
Bullpen Curious will be printed on my T-shirt for each day I'm at Fort Myers next week. The next guy on this list, Marco Raya. Marco Raya is a young, former top pitching prospect in the organization who has struggled mightily as a starter. He's still pretty young. But I have talked to a few Twins players who have either faced him in the box at AAA, at spring training, and they have said he is legitimately super nasty and hard to pick up in the box. This was a guy who was the number 53 overall prospect according to Baseball Prospectus going into the 2023 season. I understand you don't want to completely eliminate your starting pitching depth at AAA, which is a thing. You need as much starting pitching as possible. I just think that there's, a potentially nasty reliever in here that can maybe turn it up a little bit. He's had horrible control issues in AAA. 5.2 walks per 9 innings last year at AAA. His ERA was north of 6. So I don't know if there's a starter in there. I do, though, think that there is a pretty decent relieving option in there.
What's the confidence that his control is going to, or his command is going to improve in the bullpen substantially?
I think just number one, you ramp up a little bit velocity with some things. You eliminate some other pitches too. You don't have to be a complete. I don't know what his exact pitch mix is, to be honest, but sure. I think you can hyper focus on some things, and I think that there's an option there for that guy to turn into a pretty good reliever.
All right.
So that's my thought process there.
What the heck?
Last guy on this list who is out of minor league options and has shown glimpses of being a very productive underlying solid starter. He doesn't have the stuff necessarily that profiles as a legit reliever, but I don't know where I'm putting him. He might be in the starting rotation out of default because he's out of options, and that's Simeon Wood Richardson.
Yeah.
So Sim is out of options. You have to expose him to Sim would be claimed pretty damn quick if you had exposed him to waivers. He has shown enough as a starting pitcher that he is a major league pitcher. Now, his stuff doesn't profile as nasty and as swing and miss like stuff. He does get some weak contact. He has a really good splitter last year that he used that he jammed lefties on. His fastball at times has been harder to square up. His slider, a decent pitch. I'm keeping him on the roster because I physically have to. Because you'd lose him to waivers. I don't know if he profiles as a good bullpen guy, but again, if you've seen enough of him as a starter to say, all right, we know what we have in him. But is there another gear he can turn to the bullpen? So I have Sim rounding out that bullpen, which includes Cole Sands, Justin Topa, David Festa, Cody Funderburk, Eric Orzi, Sim, Marco Raya, Pearson Ole. That is your Twins bullpen.
I mean, I think Simeon Woods Richardson, I think there's a better than 50% chance he's just your number 5 starter. Because sometimes you need just like league average players, and he's been worth 4 wins above replacement the last 2 years combined, and he goes through stretches where he looks really good for like 5 or 6 weeks and then kind of falls off. Any consideration for Mick Abel?
Stole my thunder. I was just going to ask that question.
I think he starts.
Abel.
I think he starts in AAA. I think he starts in AAA, and for right now, I think he's an odd man out.
He's a former 15th overall pick. He was from the Phillies in 2020. Made some starts for both organizations last year. Did not go particularly well. So yeah, I'd love to see him shove a little bit for like 6 or 7 starts in AAA.
So it sounds like the 4-5 in the starting rotation is going to be a pretty good competition, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because like if Sim has a good spring training, he probably is the 5. I would think that they're going to give Abel a pretty long look because, I mean, they'd like to get some return from those trades fairly soon. So, yeah, I mean, the bullpen's as frightening as I expected. Don't get me wrong.
It's a problem.
I was expected to be scared, and the call indeed was coming from inside the house, so I am scared now.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Abel's had some control issues, too. Again, that might be another guy. Just it's hard to develop and cultivate starting pitching. It's very hard to do it, and he might be someone too that just might be a really good bullpen arm, really nasty. But I'm not ready to go down that path yet. But he's had control issues. He'll get a long look at being a starter in the minors and with the Twins at the major league level. But could be a guy that profiles better as a reliever in his career than a starter.
There it is. All right, that's ironclad right there.
Play the song.
Ironclad. Let's go,
Come
Twins.
On. We're gonna maybe win, maybe not.
Eric Orzi. The
You
bullpen
could-
Orzi.
With
You
a
could-
pulse.
You could play a game with a handful of the bullpen, twin or businessman.
Is it a twin or a random contestant on The Masked Singer?
Like Eric Orsi, I'd probably be like, oh, singer. No question. Singer, right?
I like twin or businessman, though. That's
like just a downtown businessman. Hi, Eric. Eric Orsi, nice to meet you. Can I sell you some life insurance?
This is 1968 right now. It's carrying your briefcase.
Dom Draper.
Yes.
He's Dom Draper.
Yes, Johnson, give me those papers, Johnson. Thank you. Yes.
Give me that fastball. Do we have time for a random twin?
I think we do. Yeah, we got. We're gonna connect with Thor for a little Purple Daily.
Yeah.
Judd, you got the clues ready?
I'm ready.
You rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had them.
So
ready for quite some time.
I've got the old list pulled up here. Looks like Declan's in there too. So I think this is updated. I have 38 wins. Declan has 34. Judd has 31. And Judd's giving the clues because he lost last time. Looks like I'm on a 4-game winning streak. Gio Urshela, he's a lucky fella, and the Yankees lead 6-3. Jack Morris, Jake Cave, Carlos Silva, the last handful of random twins here.
Jack Morris, I should have gotten.
So Judd's going to throw out clues. Declan and I get up to 3 strikes each. If one of us hits a third strike, the other one wins automatically. No Googling. You can control F. We've done 100 of these, so you can control search in your notes for previous random twins.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it.
This random twin played 14 big league seasons.
Oh, wow.
The Twins were the second of 5 teams for which he played during that career. He hit 32 home runs in a season twice in his career. Both of those came with the Twins.
We're coming out.
Wow.
Coming out firing.
Well, we got to get this done. We got to go, as Chipper says. He is from Covina, California, which also produced Troy Aikman.
All right.
Sports hotbed, Covina, California.
Did he play 2 seasons?
32 Jacks.
Well,
Jacks.
I don't know.
This random twin made 1 All-Star team in his career.
With the Twins?
He was with the Twins.
Oh, man.
In fact, that All-Star game was played at the Twins ballpark.
Okay. Advantage Phil.
Oh, I mean, Twins have had the All-Star game
2.
3 times, all at different stadiums. He was acquired by the Twins in a trade with the Angels.
All right. Is this let me do a control F. Oh, Declan can see that, can he? I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be great because if he does, he could
I'll scroll down.
He could beat you to the.
Is this Bruno? Tom Bernansky?
That's exactly right. This is Bruno.
Go. Bruno, former friend of the show. Well, not like we didn't have a falling out with Bruno. He was just a guest when he was the hitting coach.
Yeah, we paid him. We paid him, and he was great.
Old Bruno.
Still was to the time that he joined the Twins, bitter about the fact that Andy McPhail traded him in a terrible trade in April of '88 after the Twins won a World Series.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of got booted from the island there. He was
sort of unfairly, in my
was
opinion.
Would he still, if he had stuck around, would he have been on that '91 team, or had he kind of faded by then? Right.
I don't
Actually,
know.
no. He was a pretty decent player still in the early '90s.
He was St. Louis, Boston. I think he ended up with the, or he definitely had a brief cup of coffee with the Brewers as well. But no, he was still a good player. That trade was so unnecessary for Tom Herr. God, was that unnecessary. But anyway,
Tommy
congratulations.
5 straight wins.
Bruno, I was shocked that we hadn't used him, to be honest with you. I was doing Control F so that because I thought for sure that he was used.
So Declan will have the clues next time around, and Judd will try to get off the Schneid here, random twin of the week.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, hey, appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. I don't know. Drop your 1 through 9. Drop your crazy bullpen ideas.
Drop your bullpen. In fact, just drop the bullpen.
Oh my!
You don't need a bullpen. We end the game when the starter's done.
Comment below. Is this a minority investor or is this a Twins bullpen option? SKOR North Twins Show.
He's rich.
Talk at you soon.